This is the kind of hell I'm living in. I guess I'm recording it right now because people always ask me, why don't you just immediately look for a job? Why are you working on these, what you call core fundamental skills or whatever? And I'll show you why. I'll show you exactly why. Oh, that's disgusting. One of flex is my ability to change the modes of this fan. So I'm going to get out of the sleeping bag. I'm going to throw this pillow to the front. I'm going to change the mode that I'm doing. Object is not good at starting things. This box has actually kind of been an issue with storing food because the food in the bottom isn't accessible to the top, and it actually causes all sorts of issues. And this is kind of like, this is like the pinnacle of that. These are eggs I've had stored in here for a week, for a while. They're salted. I don't even know how the maggots are even surviving in such a high salt environment. But they are. Another thing that I have is this jar. This jar is full of biological waste, not poop, but just rotten food. Because before, the rotten food would just accumulate inside of that trash can right there, and it would just cause a bunch of flies to be born. Which is not good. That's so fucking... I can't move it around very much though, because then the maggots are just going to proliferate. That's where they've been coming from. That's where all these flies have been coming from. I should have known they've been coming from here. I just didn't know. Because I couldn't see it. Because everything's vertically stacked on top of each other. That makes sense, actually. Because everything's vertically stacked, I wouldn't be able to see it naturally. I couldn't tell where it's coming from. Because it's hidden. No, that makes sense. That's really fucking gross. Even for my standards, it's nasty. I gotta take an A to B flow, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move things from this box to that box. I'm gonna clean them as I go, and I'm gonna move the entirety of the boxes. I mean, that's pretty much already my food box anyway. And I don't want to do is, I don't want to panic at the sight of maggots. I don't want to allow my primal brain to take over and just start making bad decisions for me. I still want stuff to be meticulously designed and meticulously decided. And just making those impulsive decisions never really helps out. Okay, so the first thing I gotta do is calm down, actually. So I'm gonna do a bit of a breathing exercise so I can calm down. Because I'm not in the right state of mind right now. I'm panicking at the maggots and I'm panicking at the grossness. I need to calm down first. Alright. I've calmed down. I'm gonna realize what my problem is. I've calmed down and realized what my problem is. Wait. No, I'm not calm anymore. I gotta calm down again. It's the gravity. This box is arranged in such a way that it's impossible to tell what's actually inside the box. I'm pretty sure there's rotten chicken in there. What happens is the stuff on the top blocks the stuff on the bottom, and stuff falls into the bottom and gets forgotten. So things like cracked eggs and rotten chicken ends up happening as a result. And so that's the first biggest problem, is gravity itself. The second problem, which is much smaller and much easier to do something about, is the maggots that are crawling everywhere and all the gross fluids that are coming out. That's a much smaller problem. I can solve that in 30 minutes. The gravity problem is much harder to solve. But it's the progenitor problem that caused the problem in the first place. That's why I didn't see the eggs get cracked. That's why I didn't notice the rotting chicken. It's an out of sight, out of mind hellscape. And to be honest, I don't know how to solve the second problem, given that I don't really have another container other than this container, right? They're just scratching the surface of the problem. They're not the real problem. The real problem goes much deeper. Chuck that piece of the bread away. My dumpster bread is growing maggots on it. The issue is the box. The food goes down. The lack of order. how things just kind of collapse in on themselves. It compresses everything and just crushes it. The egg got crushed and was the nucleation point for all this rot. Cannot arrange things vertically, which means there has to be a bottom, and then there needs to be a top layer, which is much shallower. There needs to be two. This box needs to be composed of two shallow layers instead of one big deep layer. And I have solved the problem in the conceptual space, and this probably won't happen again. I'm going to go and actually deal with the maggots, which is the surface level. And try not to freak out while I'm doing it. Try not to freak out while I'm doing so. Meticulously designed their worlds are. Like, I have to think about the gravity interacting with the various items inside of my food box. Otherwise, a bunch of maggots will result. Like, that never happens in a fridge. That won't happen in a fridge because a fridge is already designed with these things in mind. A fridge? Second, that won't happen in a fridge. How is a fridge designed? It's got lots. That's the solution to the problem, is rows and trays. If I can make something with rows and trays, this won't happen again. Yeah, okay, I know exactly what to do. I gotta copy the design of a fridge. I gotta make something with rows and trays instead of piles. Yeah, actually that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so... There shouldn't be any maggots here because they should be trapped inside the box. Yeah, I don't think there are any maggots here. Yeah, so you see all the crumbs just accumulate to the bottom and there's no getting them out. Gravity is a big problem for me. It's always crushing. Gravity is something I have to constantly fight. Like right now. That was gravity. These are even surviving in the eggs. Because I salted the eggs, I thought it would sterilize everything. Apparently I didn't salt them enough. But if I salt the eggs too much, they become inedible. So I'd say that's a big failure. I have to fucking deal with. I have to deal with this shit. I have to deal with this shit all day. Fucking nasty. Ugh. It's a post-scarcity privilege mindset, and you find that with anybody who's lived in any kind of post-scarcity system, is the default becomes having. You get used to having things. Clean becomes the default, and dirty becomes the aberrant. But what they forget is that everything starts off dirty, and then becomes clean. This isn't the abnormal part. This is normal. It is normal for flies to land on food and eat it. That's natural. Oh, that's so fucking gross. Please die. No, no. Oh, that's so gross. Why is my life like this? Oh, that is horrendously gross. That is horrendous. It's literally horrifying. I kind of want to kill them all. But I also want to respect the sanctity of life. But I also want to kill them all. But I also want to respect the sanctity of life. But I also want to kill them all. Those flies will never become maggots because they're all dead now. That one's dead too. Those ones are dead. Fucking die. One survivor. I'll leave it. Oh man, it just gets worse. It just gets fucking worse, man. That was a moment of darkness. It's not even a fucking food. It was certainly a moment of darkness. I don't know what got into me. I'm sorry about that. Usually I'm a bit more patient. I just couldn't take it. Couldn't take being such a fucking pushover. Usually I don't even swat the flies. Something in me just snapped. Maybe next time I can have a bit more patience. I don't know. And see, maybe that's not the issue. I'm angry because I'm trying so hard not to kill these things, you know? I'm trying so hard not to do no harm. And these organisms are just coming into my life and causing havoc and chaos. Because I'm trying to do no harm. And it's like, why am I allowing that to happen? Why am I allowing these beings to come into my life and cause havoc and chaos? Because I'm trying to do no harm. I should fight back a little bit. I think I'm actually going to start killing the flies in the car. I don't want them to stay alive. It's a lot of effort to keep them alive and just have them fly outside the car harmlessly. I want to kill them. Because they're making my life miserable. I think it's okay, actually. I think it's okay to kill your enemy. If something is making my life miserable, I should allow myself to destroy it. Still, stomping all those maggots to death did fuck up my workspace, so I don't know. I feel like there's a lesson in that. Maybe the lesson is you can get vindictive over shit, but it causes lots of chaos in the process. I just made my car several times dirtier than it really needed to be. I didn't have to kill them all like that. I really wanted to, but I didn't have to. Maybe it's better to kill things in a very practical kind of functional way. Like in a way of efficiency, like killing it with a mindset of efficiency instead of killing it with a mindset of vindictiveness. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I should kill the flies, not because I hate them, or because they're making my life bad, or because they're bad organisms, or whatever. Maybe just kill them because they're making my life annoying. Just kill them because they're annoying. Maybe that's the way to think about killing things. Not this is good or bad type mentality, but just kind of a, how is it affecting me? Because I don't kill them, you know? I don't kill them because I say to myself, life is good, I shouldn't kill things. But I'm letting these tiny little insect organisms walk all over me because of that. That's ridiculous. I'm a human being. I'm capable of, like, fucking extincting shit, you know? It's absolutely... I don't want to kill the fly because I see so much of my own situation reflected in their situation. There are these organisms that run around grabbing what other people don't eat. Living on the fringes, thriving on the fringes. Hunted down because they're bad or anything. They're hunted down because they're inconvenient. And that's the same thing with homeless people. It's the exact same way with them. They're living in the fringes. Some of them are thriving on the fringes, but they're being hunted down mercilessly because they're inconvenient. It's like part of me wants to keep the flies alive because maybe in a way, maybe God will be more merciful to the homeless people. I don't know. But I think in that moment, I just realized how unnatural that way of thinking is. That really is something that I'm forcing myself to do. I'm forcing myself not to kill these flies. I don't have to pick up this maggot and gingerly put them down where they can lay fruit. I could dump them in the sewer drain or something. I could dump them in my little bio bucket. It'd be fine. In fact, that's what I'm going to do, yeah. Enough of this bending over backwards shit. I'm actually done with that. I'm going to dump them in the bio bucket. They're going to suffocate to death in there, and I don't care. Man, this is definitely warping my empathy. Fuck. I should check it for living maggots. Life is good. What am I doing? This is wrong. I gotta be careful. That shouldn't happen again. That was fucked up. That was really fucked up. That was like super fucked up. Yeah, I won't step on it. I'll brush it aside. Jesus Christ, what got into me? That's terrifying. For a second, it became more about destroying the ops and making my life better. And let the darkness take control for just a second. A second's all it takes. I do not have to vindictively destroy the organism, which is making my life a problem. I can just change the organism or change the situation, so I do not have to have the problem. I want to kill problems, not things. Not beings. Kill problems, not beings.